Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. In this video I will show you the final hours of my playthrough for obtaining the Purification Ending. If you don't know, Sekiro has 4 different endings. This one requires me to obtain the dragon tears from the Fountainhead Palace after beating the divine dragon, and also obtaining the flowers of the Everblossom tree from Father Owl, the great shinobi, from the second Hirata Estates memory. So if you have not played this game but you intend to, spoiler warning buddy. So after beating the true corrupted monk in the last video, I've entered the Fountainhead Palace. I've guided my way through those noble mists around that area, and then I faced the Sakura bull again. Got that one out of the way quickly. Then I went on to fight the Shi Shi Memoria in that area. The Shi Shi Memoria are kind of easy once you know what to do against them using divine confetti and the anti-air takedown death blow. But this one, combined with the surroundings, is a little harder because it's way more difficult to dodge his attacks in the straight line river area. Up next was the Okami Leader on top of the Sakura tree, which is somewhat of a gimmick fight. It's not a hard boss fight. You just need to get close to him and stick him up a couple times. But you do need to kill him so you can finally go inside of the water, underwater actually, make your way through towards that divine dragon in that area. Before I did that, I did fight the feeding attendant of the great colored carp. Now, that guy is literally the same boss as the chained ogre at the start of the game and throughout the game. He has the very same attacks. You have to be on your toes against him because he can literally one-shot kill you once he just performs a slam on you, or he just grabs you. Then it was time for me to work my way up the big stairs behind the palace, getting closer to that divine realm entrance. The dragon itself really is not a hard boss fight, not at all. It's just dodging his attacks that are strongly telegraphed, and you just need to get close to start grappling around those trees and catch some lightning, throw it back at him, and that way you make damage. It's a very good looking fight, like aesthetically, but not a hard one at all. So after slaying the dragon, I had to use the Father's Charm Bell at the Buddha statue to enter an alternate memory for the Hirata Estates area. And there I am supposed to obtain the flowers of the Everblossom tree from the shinobi owl. First things first, I was fucking with the worst. I was trying sticking samurai swords in that guy's head like a fucking nurse. Lone Shadow Masanga was in my way right at the start of that memory, and usually I'm already kind of used to fighting those guys, those ninja type enemies. I know their attacks very well. However, this boss fight has a twist to it, as this fella brought like 3 wolves with him, and he's whistling for them and makes them attack me. After dying twice to him, I believe, I have just came up with the idea, just came up with the gameplay to completely pressure him off the bat and not even allow him to call for the wolves a single time throughout the fight, and it fucking worked. Then a little later, you gotta face Juzo the Drunkard for a second time in Hirata Estates at the very same spot. And I don't know if it was easier or harder, because like I killed him right there at the first try. I just used the puppeteer technique, stealth technique on that ninja that is standing next to him. I made him fight for me, and then I just had the regular fight against Juzo, trying to avoid and deflect his big attacks and just get my own damage in. And eventually I've cut the motherfucker down. And then it was time to face Father Owl. That motherfucker in this place, in this area, is way harder than the first time you face him on top of Ashina Castle.
That day, I pulled you from the battlefield, a starving cub. I had no idea what you'd become. Father, it breaks my heart that I'm putting you down.
During my first attempt, after having that introduction dialogue with him, it took me like a good 4 or 5 minutes of fighting him, just analyzing his attacks, looking what he's doing, what's new, what's not, how I can counter stuff with. And then I was trying to get my own damage in, and I realized after 4 or 5 minutes, like I said, I did barely any fucking damage to that guy. Like any, nothing. And after an hour or two of fighting him, I eventually got down my game plan. I've got used to his attacks. I started realizing what combinations he's throwing. I got better at avoiding his firecracker attacks. So eventually I did got the job done.
Defeated by my own son.
Then afterwards, I had to move towards the secret passage area behind Ashina Castle, so I could go on with ending the game. Had to fight Genichiro again, and Lord Ishin, the Sword Saint, once more. I got the job done. Last time, I don't know if it's embarrassing or not, but the first time I've played through this game, Ishin took me a good 3 days. This time around, it took me not as long at all. It's just like, I don't know, I died to him maybe 4 or 5 times, and then eventually I got it done. And that pretty much wraps it up. I will let the ending cinematic play out for the Purification ending. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, and I'll see you guys soon.
your side. Take the dragon tears. I hereby condemn the last immortal. May you live on and embrace what it means to be human.
So you're leaving? Yes. I too will live for every moment. And then I will pass on. Just as my shinobi did for me. Lady Emma, I owe much to you as well.